Hey everybody, Sloth here. This video is for you and your wingman. If you guys are looking to get your game up to the next level, start killing some more people, then this is for you. Make sure to send it to your wingman as well, that way you guys are on the same page. Alright, let's get straight into it. So, obviously you guys are here because you're playing duos or maybe threes and you're looking for a way to get you guys up to the next level. So let's go over some of the benefits first of playing together versus alone. Obviously there's more firepower, you can use different tactics, right? You can pincer other people. It's also just nice having your buddy with you, get your wingman behind you, feel a little bit safer, but it's also beneficial in the sense that you've got another set of ears, someone else is carrying meds for you, you kind of have a pack meal as well. So there's a big upside in that sense with playing duos, but you do have to remember that if you're normally a solo player, the downside here is you've got to, or well, maybe not a downside, but you just have to switch the way that you play a little bit, because you need to remember that you're moving with someone else. They need to move at the same pace as you, so a lot of your gameplay is going to have to revolve around communication when you're playing as duos in Tarkov as opposed to playing as a solo player. You also need to remember that you guys now are a larger group, whether it's 2 or 3 people, so you need to remember is that it's going to be a lot easier for other people to spot you guys. As a very first tip for you guys when you're first playing as duos or just in general, I always recommend before you guys actually load out, try to coordinate your loadouts if you can. What I mean by that is try to choose weapons that either complement each other or use the same caliber. So a lot of times when my brother and I will play a game, I'll ask what type of rifle he's loading out with so that I know if he's loading out 7.62 or 5.45, that way I'll use the same rifle. That way just in case he's gotten a little more trigger happy than I have or vice versa, or we get into a pinch, I can dump ammo or I can dump mags for him or vice versa. Or if he gets killed, I can take his stuff and I can just throw it straight in. One really big thing you guys should also try to get down with some of your buddies when you're playing is having a call out to shut your comms down. My friends, my brother and I, we're not excellent at this, so if you ever watch any of my videos, you'll see that we don't execute on this 100% of the time. But what you should do is have some sort of word that when you say it, everybody knows, stop talking, stop the chit chat so you can listen or they can listen. A lot of people just choose to say the word comms, then everybody shuts up. If you listen to some of my videos, half the time you'll hear me saying shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. but it's a lot more efficient if you guys can have one word that everybody knows instead of just screaming shut up at each other until someone stops. In terms of your guys' movement, you guys also need to remember that while having your buddy there, and you may want to instinctively just stand next to each other because you feel safer while you guys are moving, you need to remember that you don't want to stand so close to each other while moving through a field or whatever it is that someone can just hold down the trigger and spray and take you both out at once. You guys always want to move together, communicate your movement to each other, but keep enough distance, that way if someone does spot you, there's a chance that they maybe A, won't see that you have a teammate with you, B, even if they do see it, they can't easily kill you and then your buddy with just a quick maneuver of their mouse, and C, if you guys just move separately, it's just a little bit harder to see as opposed to one big glob of 2 people, 2 guns moving together. It's split up a little bit, breaks up your guys' signature a little bit, so just make sure that when you guys are moving between places, you move together but with space in between. On that same note, one thing that you really don't want to do that I do see people do all the time, and I'm guilty of doing it all the time too, is stacking up on doors together. When you both stack up on a door or you both go through a door together at the same time, even if you think it's safe, you still want to have one person go first or one person checking the door while the other is either coming up a different door or something along those lines, because the second you guys both enter that one doorway, it's the same concept as before. If you guys are both next to each other, then you're one target and they can easily just hold down the trigger and kill both of you all at once. But it's even worse when you're entering a door because you guys are in such a confined space. It's generally into like some sort of a hallway or some small corner that if you do that, you're really setting yourselves up to get killed. The other big downside of stacking up on doors together, aside from just being one single target for someone, is that it also gives away your numbers. Like I said, if you enter a door, if it's possible, have your buddy going through a separate door. That way if there's an engagement, hopefully they don't automatically know that there's 2 or 3 of you. Hopefully they think it's still just you and they're not positive that you have a friend with you. Alright, communication. So communication obviously in Tarkov is one of the biggest things that you guys need to get down when you're playing as a duo. So aside from communicating what loadouts you guys are going out with or how to shut down comms and when entering doors and everything like that, you should really over communicate everything that you do, where you're moving, what you're doing, etc. That way your buddies know when it's you, so that they know that if someone comes around the corner, they're safe to fire. There's many a times that I've been playing with my brother and I forgot to tell him that I'm the one reloading, or that I'm coming around a corner, and it comes into this awkward, we're both staring at each other, we're not sure, and we're both just, you know, waiting to blow each other's heads off until we realize, yes, it's me. We're both wiggling at each other, and it's just a huge amount of anxiety. And more than half the time, it just results in one of us just taking the safer route and killing each other, and then dumping the other person's stuff in the field so that we just didn't risk both of us dying. So always over communicate. Call it everything you do. If you're moving from one bush to the next, or from one building to another, you're reloading, if you're stepping over glass, try to call that stuff out to your teammates. That way they know it's you and they can have a better idea of what's safer just to fire on sight. On the same topic of communication, one really big tactic that you guys will really want to make use of is moving while your teammate's getting shot at. So if you and your buddy have taken the advice, you guys are traveling together but at a small spread from each other, so you're not all one target. If your friend is taking fire, obviously communicate it, but try and maneuver yourself into a better position. The more that you guys can move and not hunker down together, the better chances you'll have of surviving, because then that enemy will have to keep track of two separate people's movements if they switch fire from one of you to the other. Or if they don't switch fire, then it gives you that freedom to move around and try to take them out while your buddy is drawing the fire. So always call out that movement, but if your teammate is taking the rounds, try to use them as the distraction. It's already happening, so you might as well capitalize on that enemy's tunnel focus on your teammate and move around. Now, if that engagement doesn't go well for your teammate and they end up dying, what you need to do is capitalize on that feeling of safety for that other person. Generally, when people start shooting at someone, they've got tunnel vision. They're just focused on that one person that they're shooting. And when they kill them, they're going to do one of two things most of the time. They're either going to feel safe and let their guard down, which gives you that opportunity to swoop in and take them out while they're not paying attention. Or if they know that you're there and they've killed your team and now they don't feel safe, then they may still be alert, but most likely they still have to reload. So it gives you a good opportunity within that first second or two of your teammate dying. If you push, obviously do it smart, right? Don't come back from the exact same way they were just looking, but if you capitalize on that moment that your teammate is taken out, that will give you guys a very high chance of being able to win the fight overall, and then take each other's stuff and dump it out into a field to get your insurance or extract with it. Now, my final tip is when you're playing as a team and you got your wingman, you guys are out in the field, the biggest thing here, which I get myself caught up in all the time, is worrying about who gets the kill. Don't worry about it. If you guys are playing as a wingman, it's more about winning the engagement as opposed to who's getting the kill. If you guys take someone out together, it doesn't really matter whose round put the final round into the person when they died. It's just more about you guys coordinating together and killing that person. Tarkov is an extremely rewarding game when it comes to team play. And when you can pull off those pinch maneuvers, or when you can bait an enemy with your teammate drawing the aggro and you can take them out, it's just such an amazing feeling, because you know that you out coordinated the enemy using your teammate and you guys came out on top. So if you guys take a lot of these tips that I have for you in this video, I think it'll really help you out, step up your game. There's no point in just loading out into the game every single time not trying to get better, right? If you just focus on little things and you just have them in the back of your head while you play this game, you'll get better and better. So will your teammate, which will make your gaming experience be even better, and you'll just fall in love with Tarkov even more. If you like this video and you want to see more tips and tactics, please subscribe down below and shoot any comments on what types of tactics you want to see. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys watching this one. I'll see you in the next one.